Hi, my name is Dylan Lazaga. I am with the God of Obesity and cosplayer McThor here at Wizard World 2019, Bay Area. How are you doing today?
I'm doing marvelous, actually. I'm pretty happy.
All right, so I have to ask you the big question. Why McThor?
Well, all-day breakfast needed to be brought to Midgard, which I come from Asgard, and so I come to it. Also fixing the broken ice cream machines and everything. But, you know, cosplay at times needs to get supersized, so that's also why I'm here.
So, I have to ask you, where is the rest of the Avengers?
So they're all fighting hunger elsewhere. Some of them have the itis, too much of their own food, so they're a little sleepy, tired, taking the weekend off.
So, all right. So to get onto more serious matters, what inspired you most to get into cosplay?
Just an overall love of Halloween, where just dressing up, having fun with it, and then growing up where working in retail, which I did for a while, it ruins holidays for you, but Halloween was never ruined, so it's always had that magical, like, oh, I get all the fun, scary movies, all the candy, and I can dress up, but now I do it year-round.
Speaking of your cosplay, what is the general process for you when you're making a costume like this one?
So with this one, most of the armor is made of EVA foam. So there's the process of designing it. With this one, I used the template I found online, modified it a little bit. So it's just cutting out foam, shaping it, manipulating it to fit the way that I want it to on me, and get the certain curves and everything, and then paint. And then for the hammers, it's just eating a lot of food in order to supply the raw material for it.
So you're an award-winning cosplayer. So tell me what that's been like, winning multiple awards.
It's mind-blowing, really. It's I do what I do for fun. I like to enter the contest for fun, just to get up on the stage and have more people put eyes on me, I guess. And then when I win, it's just a shock, and it's just I'm so appreciative when I do win, because there's a lot of people that are on that stage with me that are so deserving, and Keasley win too, and it's a bit of an ego boost. I like it, so it's not bad.
And then I have to ask you, do you think there are any general stigmas when people comment that don't generally cosplay?
I think these are the people that normally would comment on pretty much anything. These are the people that comment about casting choices, and most of them are online when they comment. So it's just another avenue where they say, no, I'm going to attack this and try to bring somebody down to my level just because I can. And then for me, I've gotten some of it, but I just brush it off because there's so much overwhelming positivity in the community, at least for me and what I've seen, that I can easily just brush off those negative comments.
Besides McThor, what other characters have you cosplayed as?
Oh boy, so let's see. There's Riker from Star Trek. There's Mr. Meeseeks. There's Crocubot from Rick and Morty. There's Skelevator, which is a mashup of Darth Vader and Skeletor. There is also Cyclops from the animated series. There is, oh boy, I'm trying to think of all the ones. Billy Mays, Sportsmaster, a mashup of Billy Mays and Negan from The Walking Dead. So, and then also Jason Poole, which is a mashup of Jason Voorhees and Deadpool.
Speaking of mashups, why did you decide on mashups per se?
I like the creativity it gives, because for me, there's certain people out there that look for accuracy. There's certain people that look to look the part, where with a mashup, I have that liberty to just take the two characters that I love and then just find a way to meld them together. And things don't have to be perfect one way, because you're trying to incorporate elements from both of those characters in there.
And then, outside of cosplay, what do you like to do in your downtime?
My downtime, it's watching TV, bowling, ghost hunting. I used to do some, and then it's just generally hanging out with friends, having fun, and it's unfortunately cosplay has consumed most of my life at this point. So it's working on new cosplay usually.
So, in 2019, there's a lot of movies that came out. And TV shows as well. What have been your favorite movies or TV shows to this point before the end of the year?
Well, favorite movies would have to be Endgame would be one of them for sure. Really loved that. Spider-Man Far From Home was a big fan of. And then for shows, I actually really like She-Ra and the Princess of Power, so the new season that came out. And then as I actually started getting into BoJack Horseman recently, so a new season of that came out, so that was really good too.
Now, going back to your Thor character and relating it back to Endgame, I want to get your reaction to how Thor's character arc played out, otherwise known as Fat Thor, or however everyone else tried to portray it.
Yeah, so Fat Thor or Bro Thor, it was a very interesting development because you had this person who's an Adonis of a god. It's just like he's built, he's all powerful, he's more powerful than all the Avengers, where all of a sudden he is cut down by suffering from regular things that regular people suffer from: anxiety, depression. So it was amazing to see that portrayed there and show vulnerability in the character that we hadn't seen before, where all of a sudden he's doubting himself, he's out of shape. And I really like the fact that when he does his transformation at the end, so spoiler alerts for folks, in the final battle when he gets his armor and everything, he doesn't all of a sudden become skinny again. He retains the same shape that he has right now. So it was a good payoff, and it's interesting to see the different layers and depth they add to the character.
So I want to ask you, what you've been all over the country. I want to ask you, what has been your favorite convention or event that you've been to in your life?
I'd probably say favorite is Dragon Con in Atlanta. It is purely just an all-day party for almost a week straight in Atlanta at the hotels, and you're just dressing up. And you see so many interesting cosplays there, and so many obscure cosplays. Things you never think you'd see before, like somebody cosplaying as the old NBC title, The More You Know, that little rainbow thing, or people cosplaying from The Neverending Story, and just all kinds of interesting, unique costumes I see there. And then just the overall fun, party, and relaxed atmosphere.
Now, I want to ask you the big question I've asked everyone else. What character that you haven't done yet would you want to cosplay as next?
Well, what I'm doing next is Black Manta from the Aquaman movie. But my dream cosplay of what I haven't done and one day will build would be probably a 9 to 10 foot tall Devastator from the Transformers. Because Devastator, and I'm a Team Decepticon. So always one of my favorites, and then just to see like a big impressive build like that come to life, it's a dream of mine.
So, like for anyone that's starting out with cosplay or like creatively stifled or too embarrassed, what advice do you have to give to anyone out there?
We all start somewhere. Nobody like this right now. This is version 7 of Thor Armor. I've done many others, and they keep getting better each time. So remember, we all start somewhere, no matter what your skill level is, because I had no skill when it came to this. I had no experience building this. We start somewhere, and then don't be afraid to ask questions. If you see somebody that does something that you like, where you want to say, I want to learn how to do that, ask them. They'll be either happy to tell you how they did it, or point you in the right direction of where they learned or how they learned, or where some resources are. And there's a ton of videos out there, tutorials, so the information's out there for folks to capture.
And my final question for you would be, like, what is the biggest message that you would want to send to not just the cosplay culture or anyone wanting to start out, but to the entire world?
Entire world. You know what? Be happy, be kind to each other. We all have this one life to live, and it's negativity has no place in your life. It's get it out and focus on the positive, and surround yourself with those that have that positive energy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is McThor, God of Fast Food. I'm Dylan Lazaga, signing off from Wizard World 2019 Bay Area.